Okay, judging by the title of this video, you already know what it's about. It is definitely one of my highly requested videos. I will literally, on my Instagram story, will be like, oh, I feel like filming today. What do you guys want to see? 90% of it is like, give us a fertility update. How's the IVF going? Are you having a baby? Today, I'm gonna just really lay it all out there. I mean, it's been a lot. When me and my husband first started the whole fertility journey, and as much as I hate the word journey, I feel like there's no other proper word to describe this whole process other than a journey, because it's been 6 years now. It was something that I honestly felt really confident about. I was like, this is gonna be like easy peasy lemon squeezy, like let's just get this shit over with. It's gonna take a month or two and we're gonna have a baby on ice. It is not. If you guys haven't followed me and my husband, hey, I'm Gigi. My husband is Nats. We're both trans and we both ideally want biological children. So to give a little recap on the situation, we went into this doctor. We had heard great things about her. Her name is Wendy Chang. She is so smart. She's like literally one of just like the most professional doctors, and her bedside manner is amazing, and she's just like chef's kiss, like obsessed with her. Our initial consultation with the doctor was very much like, oh, okay, there's two women sitting before me and you guys both want to give eggs. And I was like, oh my God, this is like so uncomfortable. This is so cringe. I actually have sperm and there's no eggs here. I don't have any eggs in my body. So we're gonna have to start with that. And then when I went to go give a sample, AKA like in a cup, after that, the doctor called me and let me know that my sample of sperm had no swimming sperm guys in there. Spermectinide? Spironolactone? I don't know. But there was no active sperm within my sample. And obviously I was really devastated. I had been on hormones for over 10 years. Obviously testosterone blockers and estrogen. It will diminish your sperm count. It will kill your unborn babies, essentially. And that is something that I never really thought that would affect my life. I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, wasn't always the girl that dreamt of like having kids or whatever. But you know, life goes on and you're kind of like, wait, I think I might want children, and why not fight to have biological children? So after that uncomfortable experience at the IVF center, we basically took a little break. I was like, I don't want to go back. I feel really discouraged. And I don't know if it's like the Taurus in me, like the stubbornness. When I fail, I just don't want to face it because it's too hard. But I know in other aspects of my life, if I hear no or like you're not good enough, I just want to fight harder. I don't know why in this circumstance I decided to accept the failure, but it wasn't until we decided to go back to the center. We said, we're going to try this again. We're going to do it. He's going to freeze his eggs and do the full like needles in the stomach every day, which I'll get into. I'm just going to really try to give all the samples that I can. Being off hormones now for 2 years, throwing away all my tucking panties, not restricting my region down there, changing my lifestyle, really just leaning into the whole lifestyle change process. I said, I'm going to give this my all. And God forbid if I don't have a successful result in the end, after all of the work and discipline that I've put in, then so be it. And maybe it's not meant for me. If we want kids, we will adopt. If we don't want kids ultimately after this, we won't have kids. Like, it's just whatever is meant to be will be. And I also just wanted to thank you guys so much, because the videos that I have posted about this subject, I know most of my stuff is like beauty and fashion and fun and lighthearted, but when I share really deep stuff like this, like medical, intimate, personal things, you guys are like so beyond supportive, and it just gives me so much strength and positivity. All your comments like, keep going, like you've got this, you're already, oh my God, I'm gonna get emotional. Your unborn baby is so lucky because you're making so many changes in your life before the baby is even conceived. And it just means so much to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Okay, so back into it. I would have thought that it would have gotten harder not tucking. It was a part of my daily life. Every single day when I would wake up, I would tuck. To cut that off was really, really tough, but now it's been over a year that I haven't tucked, and it's gotten a lot easier. Reflecting on how I felt at the beginning of that, I was so worried that I was losing my femininity. I was so worried that I was becoming, you know, more manly and less attractive and less how I wanted to be perceived. It is such a mindset fuck to just switch and be like, no, I'm gonna wear this outfit because I can't tuck right now and I'm not on hormones and it's fine. There's bigger fish to fry in the world. It's such a mind over matter thing. And I wanted to mention that because I feel like that relates to so many other things in your life. Sometimes things may seem really daunting or really, intimidating. And it's like, no, there's no way I could do that. There's no way that that can be a lifestyle change in my life. Like, this is such a constant. I'm kind of a person that doesn't really like change. I like a challenge, but I don't like change. Even when I would have tucked in a certain outfit, let's say, I don't want to tuck anymore because I'm like, I don't need to. Nobody cares. I'm more comfortable this way at this point in my life. Who knows to say I won't be tucking every single day once this is all over. And also fitness has been a huge part of my lifestyle change and just getting really, really healthy. I feel the strongest that I've been in a while. The doctor really was telling me that it makes a huge difference, obviously, to get, the brain connected to your nether regions and just like get the body moving, staying healthy, getting strong. And I feel really good about it. So we decided to go back in and I'm like, okay, let me give a sample. Let me see what's up. I've been off hormones for 2 years. I'm the healthiest I've been. I just want to see where she's at. Where are my little swimmers at this point in time? What do I call them? I always want to call them like little guys, like little swimming guys, but like they're not all guys in there. With IVF, basically how it works if you are giving a sperm sample is go into a room, they lay down like a little sanitary sheet. They're like, would you like videos? Would you like lubricant? I'm like, no and no, I'm good, thank you. Can you leave? Like, this is awkward. You do your business in the cup. I messed it up the first time. I like shot it like on the wall behind me and was like scraping it up. It was a disaster. Disaster zone. It was giving their shit on these walls, Ray. Very that. And the thing about IVF centers is like a period can strike at any time. Right as you get your period, you've got to start your shots. Like, it's very like a 24-hour business. So Saturday and Sunday are very open. So it's not like, oh my God, I got to wait like the weekend. Like, they're just always open, which is why I have mega respect for IVF doctors. So I gave my last new sample on a Friday. I get a call on Sunday night. I'm out to drinks with my girlfriend right around the corner from my house. I feel like it was like 8 p.m. or like 9 p.m. or something like that. And I get a call and I'm like, who's calling me? Cause like I never pick up phone calls. I don't know if you're like this, but like if someone calls me, I'm like, I was sleeping. I was in the shower. I lost my phone. I'm like, text me, voice note me, please be normal. But it's the doctor's office. So I pick up and I'm like, this must be bad news. Like, why call me? Like, what? And mind you, there's Wendy Chang and then I have like her 3 assistants' phone numbers, but it's Wendy calling me. Like the head honcho, head bitch in charge doctor, IVF specialist of Beverly Hills to the stars. So I was gagging. I was like, oh my God, what is happening right now? So I pick up and I'm like, hey, and it's like loud, like there's so many people at the bar. I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I'm like, hi, how are you? What's going on? And she's like, Gigi, we have swimmers. We have swimmers. And I was like, what? She's calling from her house, just got the results in email, and she was like, we have active swimmers from you. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. All of the work that I put in paid off. Bitch. Obviously, I'm crying. Me and my girlfriend, I'm like, this is such a fucking moment. Like, this is the moment that I've dreamed of. I literally was just giving it the good old college try just to say that I did. And, I'm gonna tell my adopted baby one day, like, tried for a real one. No, I'm just kidding. I just thought that the years and years of hormone use was just gonna make my shit null and void. If that's even how you use that term. So obviously, I cannot wait to tell my husband about this. Like, I know it's not the be all end all, but like at least there's some swimming there. I had absolutely zero before. We got a foot in the door. We are ready to rock. Competition mode activated. I'm like, I'm trying to get the most swimmers that I could possibly get because let me tell you, I'm gonna try to pump out as many of those little bad boys and girls and days as I can because I'm about to go back on hormones. Let me tell you that much. I think the number that you want per milliliter or whatever of sperm is like 20 million active swimmers or something like that. The number is 20 million. I don't know the ratio or whatever, but I was hovering around 10 to 13 at that time. That's the MD Gigi version. My old athlete self came back and I was like, we are going to win. Bitch, it's game time. Then it was on to Nats. Nats obviously had to freeze his eggs, which includes, daily shots, multiple shots a day in his abdomen, so many drugs, so many hormones, and just a lot. Honestly, I felt so bad for him. And especially I went away to New York Fashion Week, so I wasn't even here for like 4 days of it, which is insane. Like, does anyone have the worst wife award? Because this bitch needs it. But where there's a runway, she will strut. So that process for Nats was obviously really intrusive. I mean, getting poked up with needles, I mean, honestly, is it giving like trigger warning? Do I even need to say that? It's IVF, duh, trigger warning. Even when I was on hormones, I would do 1 needle a week and it was like a whole production. I was like, get the alcohol, like setting up a zone. I can't imagine getting poked and prodded several times a day. And towards the end, it was like 4 shots a day. He's not here, so I don't want to share too much of that story because I feel like he might be able to share a little bit more. And obviously we've been like filming and all of that. You guys already know. But this was his schedule of all of his hormones, all of his shots, all the times, all of the units, all of the injections. Yeah, so he did that. He did his egg retrieval, which at the beginning, I remember when we did his ultrasound like years and years ago when we first had our first consultation, I remember the doctor being like, you are so malnourished. He's had drug addiction problems, weight issues. And I remember when they did his first ultrasound, the doctor was actually a little surprised. She was like, wow, you have a lot more eggs than I thought that you would have because you are so thin. Him and I have done videos about his recovery and he's spoken about it on my channel, so I feel comfortable saying that, but that's all I'll say. This time around, doing the ultrasound and the egg retrieval and the IVF, he's in such a better place. He's taken a lot of the same lifestyle changes that I have, and it's really shown. I'm extremely happy to say that they found 12 mature, gorgeous eggs that they put through thawing and ice and washing and all that, and there's 12 gorgeous eggs, which is a solid number, not the highest. The thing about IVF too is there's so much information being slung at you left and right. I'm like, bitch, am I on the football field? Like literally dodging interceptions and fucking touchdowns. It's just too much. But they were happy with it. And the next step after that is basically merging my sperm with his eggs. The best of the best, obviously, the most mature, the most grown, the strongest. I learned a lot, honestly. I watched like his ultrasounds and it's so insane. Like they measure each one side to side. Some aren't 100% like circle, they're like a little misshapen, so they don't take those. All of which, mind you, is in like a black and white foggy, like I'm like, how do you even know that's an egg? I was like sitting behind the monitor like, didn't you already measure that one? And she was like, no girl, I do this all day every day. I was like, I think you already got that one. Like so annoying. So fast forward, it came to insemination day. I had, you know, a bunch of sperm, my counts were up and it was only going up and up and up. I don't know, I feel like I like manifested more sperm or something like that. Is that weird to say? I really do. I heard good news and then I kept thinking about it. The next call I got, it was like, the numbers went up. It's more millions now. I was like, yes, bitch. When can I come in next? Because I'm going to produce more millions. So I was really nervous and anxious on insemination day, obviously, because this is what we've been working for. I think that my side is a little bit easier because I just go in for a freezing sample appointment, whereas he had to be injected for 2 weeks and then get surgery. So I'm like, oh my God, I felt more pressure was on me because I don't want to have him do that again. And I just felt like, I hope my swimmers, my little guys and girls and days are doing their job and swimming strong and really get in that egg. Not to make it like about like RuPaul's Drag Race, but I was like, this is the season finale. Like, don't fuck it up. Swim in there. Penetrate the egg. And the egg, take it. Take it. So we get the call that the insemination was done and I lied. They got 13 eggs, but one was like a little bit warped, so they only worked with 12. We waited a few days with bated breath, if you will, and literally and figuratively just gagging on the suspense of it all. And then we get the call from the doctor herself, not her 3 million assistants. And she says that it went really well and my swimmers were swimming hard. I think she said that there was like a 90% swim rate, which is like really good. Even in, you know, people who haven't taken hormones, for people around my age. I was really shocked about that because I was worried. She said that his eggs took really well. She let us know as of right now, we have 12 that are basically cooking because they take like a few days to like marinate and grow, and then they'll see which ones are like mature enough to like freeze, because they're not just gonna freeze them all. Like they just want to freeze like the really, really mature good ones because it's dangerous and that's like not, you know, helpful for anybody. Obviously sitting in the biggest shitstorm, whirlwind, tornado, tsunami, earthquake, hurricane of emotions, what ends up happening is we get a call and I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna tell us if we have like 3 boys, 3 girls, whatever. No. That's not what ended up happening. She's like, okay, we're gonna have you guys come in, we're gonna do an ultrasound on Nats, and we're gonna talk everything through. And I was like, not another doctor's appointment. first of all. The amount of doctor's appointments. It's almost like every day, honestly. Every day, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 9:30, 10, Beverly Hills time. We go in, we don't really know what to expect. We're like in this like holding room. It's funny, one of our assistants is so sweet, and she'll always give us like this like VIP treatment. So like, she's like, do you want to go in the back door? Do you want to go up the private elevator? Like, you can wait in this private sector. It's like this like gorgeous room with like snacks and coffee. And I'm like, we're not Justin and Hailey Bieber. Like, it's fine. But it's like, all right, sure. So we get that assistant and we get that treatment, and it was like really cute. So we're just like sitting there, but we're obviously like really nervous. I'm biting my fucking gel X's off. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? The doctor finally sees us. We get the ultrasound, or he gets the ultrasound, not we. She lets us know, the main doctor, that we're gonna have to wait a few days to see how many of these eggs take, because it takes a while for them to mature. And I'm like, okay, are you stalling? Let us know, please. Because I'm on the edge of my seat, I can't sleep, I'm chain smoking again, and Mama's picked up the bottle. But obviously, what can we do? We wait a few days, and then we get the call. The call, bitch. The call. From the 12, she said if we get 4 to 5 that are mature, ready to freeze, embryos, which means literally a baby, that would be amazing news. And I was like, I'm certain we'll get 4 to 5. All this good news so far has been so great. Like, how could we not be at the top tier of what she's thinking? Like, this makes total sense. She came back and said to us, right now, we have 3 embryos that are ready to be frozen, that are ready for you guys to have a baby. And obviously, I'm so excited. I just can't believe that this is real. I never even thought that I would have active swimmers, let alone a baby. Babies. Babies! Oh, it's just crazy to think. Crazy to say, crazy to think. And it just goes to show, honestly, like, you really can achieve anything that you put your mind to. No matter how impossible it may seem, no goal is off limits. And I just want to let anyone out there going through this or going through anything where they think that there isn't a successful goal in the end, a little push of, you got this. If you told me at the beginning of this process that this was going to take 6 years, I probably wouldn't have been down. I would have been like, seems long. But the reward is just so much sweeter when you've put a lot of work in. And it also reminds me about my transition. I remember when I started, I was like, I need it now. I need to do everything right this second. It can't come soon enough. I would transition fully and get just like everything I want done and name change and da-da-da-da-da in like 6 months. Once everything I wanted done was done, I was like, did I really enjoy that? Of course, killing it fast and just getting the damn thing done is great, but did you really sit back and appreciate all the moments? And that's something that I had to like ponder on after the fact. This whole experience of IVF is just another reminder to just be present. Focus on what you want, focus on what you're doing right now to further your future. And I know that might seem cringy and weird and preachy and like awful, but it's so true. Me 6 years ago, like I wasn't even fucking thinking about having babies. I wasn't thinking about being off hormones or whatever, giving samples at a fucking fertility specialist office. Like what? Years in, I'm like, I wish I froze my fucking sperm before I started hormones. Now I'm here with babies on ice, like full on real babies, ready whenever. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I can't wait to connect with you guys in the comments. I love, love, love you guys so much. And until I see you guys next time, stay gorgeous.